Hello, fellow Phantom Flyers. Ron Shawley here with you today for CJI and the Phantom. Today we're looking at, I'm also with AccuWeather.com. We're going to be showcasing in the months ahead here the Phantom and the Phantom Vision. We plan on utilizing the Phantom for a number of tasks, predominantly weather observations. Here in Pennsylvania, we have, not just Pennsylvania, but the whole country as a whole. What a better way of keeping yourself out of danger by flying a Phantom towards an oncoming storm, to measure all the parameters of the storm and the dynamics of it, okay? And the question is, can the Phantom succeed at this task? Absolutely. Alright, let's go through the Phantom here. I want to share with you some of the features that we have, okay? Number one, this is the Phantom Vision. This is again the prototype. So there are some variations between the prototype and the actual finished product. Example, on the controller here, it's just a flat-faced controller, okay? On your toggle switches, there are no markings to indicate what's what, okay? Your ATT and your GPS mode, it's pretty much just a flat case, okay? But it still has the same features as the finished product will, okay? Let's look at the Phantom. Let's look at some of the changes, okay? Number one, the propeller system, okay? The propellers that are being utilized on the Phantom Vision are self-threading and they are self-adjusting, meaning there's no nut for you to torque down on to tighten the prop to the shaft of the motor, okay? They are self-tightening. The prop is a little bit longer, okay? It is a lot narrower in density, okay? As I said in an earlier video, it had actually came about like this, and it came down like this, and the prop had hit. You can see a nick here in one of them, but basically the prop came like this, hit the ground, did this, and it broke off about a ½ an inch on each end of the prop. But surprisingly, it still flew, okay, because of the aerodynamics of the prop. But they are very fragile. The prop guards that are on the original Phantom are too short. They come to about here, okay? So they really don't extend out the whole way to give you that protection. I've had some people asking me that question already. Here's the main feature for the Phantom Vision, okay? The onboard camera, okay? I will include some aerial photography on this clip to show you the quality of this camera. I personally think that this onboard camera has better quality than the GoPro, but that's my personal preference, okay? I've got the GoPros, I've flown them on a Phantom. I absolutely believe that this little camera here is far better and a crystal clear picture than the GoPro, okay? So, again, you can make that assessment for yourself by going online and checking out videos. Another change with the Phantom, up front here we have a port. An onboard USB port right there. You plug in your USB cord. You don't have to worry about opening up the back of the Phantom and digging for the wires and pulling things out, okay? You don't have to worry about pulling out that wire and plugging in the battery, because here's the battery right here. A Phantom 4,400 milliamp battery. It's a Li-ion battery, okay? Now, I have tested the Phantom Vision, and I had the Vision in a hover mode, just a hover mode, okay? And I timed it, it lasted for 22 minutes. That is fantastic, all right? Being able to keep your Phantom up that long, If you were to take the camera off, you'd have more time too, okay? The battery is simple. You have two ports here. The battery charger simply plugs into here. You let it go for a few hours, it charges up the battery. Off-on features, okay? You have a button on the battery. This is your off-on switch right there, all right? You have 4 LEDs. to indicate how much time is left on the battery, which I like a lot, okay? When you plug in the battery, okay, it will automatically heat up the processor inside, and when it's ready, it'll actively come on, okay? Right now, it's not warmed up enough, so I just plugged it in, okay? But you see your 4 LED lights, all right? Hold it in. There we go, we got power, okay? It powers up. And like the other Phantom, you have to let it warm up so it can warm up the inside, the internal components, okay? Some of the cool features on the camera has a pivoting action, okay? As the Phantom flies, if you have your camera set in one location, okay, it will try to maintain that position for you as the Phantom rocks back and forth, okay? You can see the camera moving on that pivot, all right? So it's going to maintain, as best it can, a more stable picture for you as the Phantom is flying and jogging. You see the camera will maintain the position that's been preset. A really cool feature about the Phantom, they developed a shock dampening system for the camera to eliminate that jelloing effect. And all these they're like little rubber shock absorbers, okay? And they eliminate the jelloing effect 100%. Another thing I found out, if you hard land, and I mean if you hard land the Phantom, okay, and I've done this, trust me, okay, these will separate from the base and the whole camera will drop to the ground. So they're not locked on by bolts or anything. This is simply a rubber gasket in here, so it can easily come off and the camera can drop down. So be careful when you're landing. Don't do any hard lands, okay? This mount, by the way, they sell it for the original Phantom as well. They're now going to be made available here within the next month or two. Okay, so let's let the Phantom warm up. Same as the old Phantom, but the Phantom here, the difference is before we had an LED light on the back that would flash our indicator lights. Now the lights are actually inside the arms of the Phantom, okay? Letting us know that letting us know that the Phantom is warming up. Onto the transmitter, okay? Turn it on, okay? The transmitter almost identical. We have an extension arm here where we mount our cell phone, because the cell phone will be tied into the Phantom, as you'll see in a minute. This box here is called a range extender, okay? It has an off-on switch here on the side, and as you can see, it has indicator lights indicating there's power, and then the system light. Now, once the system is activated, that light will come on, okay? On the side, we have a port here for your USB cable, okay? The USB cable plugs into here, and then you plug it into your computer. That's how you charge up the range extender. You need the range extender to be activated and charged, otherwise the Wi-Fi signal from the camera to your cell phone will be inactive, okay? You have to have that capability. Before I forget, on the camera, down here, okay, you have an off-on switch, but it goes from off to camera only to Wi-Fi, okay? So you can turn it off if you don't want to use it, okay? I've already downloaded it, but as you can see, I downloaded the DJI Vision app on my telephone. All right, it comes up, if you can see that. And here's the actual screen. It gives you news releases about the Phantom. It gives you your settings. It'll give you your albums where you can actually, it'll store your photographs. It'll store your the videos that it makes, okay? And the camera one's not highlighted only because we're not activated yet. So we have to go into house, or my Wi-Fi connection, okay? I go into Wi-Fi connection, I find Phantom link, I hit it on my phone, okay? I hit edit, I hit connect. Make sure that Wi-Fi switch is turned on, otherwise it's not going to be transmitting a Wi-Fi signal. Duh, Okay. All right. Now I hit Phantom. I hit Edit on my phone. Connect, and it should come up and say that it's got a connection here. Okay. Now my Phantom, as you can see, on my phone it takes a while, but it now says Phantom connected. Okay. So I go back into my program, and as you can see on top, it says the Wi-Fi connection's been made. Okay. I can now hit the camera icon on the program, and there we have. Now we have a cover on the camera, so I take off the camera part. I want to move the camera up over here on the left-hand side of the slider bar, where we can move the camera. Let me show you that again. This has the capability of remote access to the camera, so I can physically hit the up bar or the down bar, and the camera's going to move. Okay, so as you're in flight, you can adjust the vertical positioning of your camera. All right, and there's a lot more features the camera offers on the cell phone.